Hello everyone, today I'm here with a really short video, the purpose of which is to give you more ideas on the ways you can use your wax stamps. And the stamps that I'm going to use for my project today are these ones. I have got them from Craspire, and I'm going to show you how to use them for creating some ATC cards. The ATC cards that I am going to create today are right here. So if you like them, stay with me and I will show you how to create them. Let me first show you the wax seals that inspired this little project, and after that we will just create the ATC cards together, and some of the steps, of course, I will explain. Some will be self-explanatory, so we will see just how it goes. The stamps that I got from Craspire are the ones that I have right here. There were 4 of them. One was this dowel-shaped brass stamp, and I really like the fact that this time it is double-sided. So the branch looks like the olive branch here looks like this, and then the other end is here. So this can be either rosemary or some other kind of twig or branch, something of the kind. And then one more was the stamp here. It measures 1 3/4 on the long side and 7/8 on the short. It is very detailed, as you can see. I love all the flowers here. That's why I chose this stamp. So that's the second one. Then was this absolutely beautiful hydrangea, I think, and that's the first shaped stamp head that I own. So I was really excited to create something with its help. This was actually my main inspiration for today's project. And then the last one was the shaped stamp with Lily of the Valley. Oh, and yeah, I didn't show you. So the hydrangea, if you stamp it the normal way, this is how it looks with all the edges around it. But as a matter of fact, I chose to cut it out and use the cut out stamped wax flowers on my project as an embellishment, and I hope you like the result as much as I do. So that's the hydrangea, and the Lily of the Valley is also absolutely beautiful. So that's the stamp, and I will make sure to include the links to the specific stamps that I have here in the description box, just for you to check it out if you want to. And there will also be a discount code for you to use if you are willing to place an order on the Craspire's site. And yeah, so that's how the large wax stamp turned out. And of course, I couldn't help it. I already used my gold marker to accent the embossed parts of the design, but I think that this one is absolutely gorgeous, and I thought that I really need to use it as an additional layer or an additional embellishment on my ATC cards, and that's what I did. Going back to the ATC cards themselves, I have a few elements that I want to use on each one of the cards, and I have already prepared the base layer, so to say. I have a craft cardstock here, and then I used a piece of pattern paper. This is a digital paper from one of Tracie Fox's kits from Love Junk Journals. I will include a link to it in the description box down below as well, if you're willing to know the name of it. But all the papers that I use on these cards are from Tracie. So the paper layers are stitched to a piece of cloth, and as a matter of fact, it's not a muslin cloth that I usually use. It's something else. I got it from a thrift store, and it was just some kind of a table napkin, I guess. So that's what I did. I layered all three of those pieces, the fabric and the craft cardstock and the printed paper, together and stitched them. And now as for the back of the ATC, I already have the layer with all the details and so on. I will go ahead and glue it down before I keep on adding paper layers to the front of the ATC card. The same goes to the base layer for the second ATC card. I will also glue down the paper layer with the details and then get back to you. And now it's ready. Both of the bases done, and we can keep on working on the rest of the layers. To create the dimension on my card, I will be using some scraps of medium weight chipboard. You can also go ahead and use the foam squares, or maybe foam tape, whatever you have, or corrugated cardboard could also work for that. Or if you don't want that much of the dimension, of course, you can just go ahead and glue the layers down as they are. That's also great. On this layer, I wanted to use a metal embellishment too, and just to make sure that over time it stays where it needs to be, I attached it to the paper with the help of the metal brad, and as you can see, it rotates now. So just to prevent it from doing that, I am going to use a little bit of glue on there as well. And the glue that I'm using is the art glitter glue. Could be a better idea to use some stronger adhesive, like maybe Glossy Accents. I don't know. I just wanna take a moment and wait to see if the art glitter glue will be fine. So I added a certain amount of glue in there, and I'm going to set this aside for some time while I continue working on the base. I want to add just a little bit of cheesecloth, and this here is a piece of tea-dyed cheesecloth that I had. So I'm going to cut some of it and make sure that I attach it to the base layer before I add the chipboard and the layer on top. So I just want to have more fibers on this card. And even if you don't glue it all the way, or if you feel that it is just barely attached to paper, that is fine, because we will be adding a layer of chipboard on top and it needs to hold it better. So I think that it's not moving now, this metal thing, so I think it worked fine. Next, I'm going to take those pieces of chipboard and first see where I will just eyeball where exactly I need to glue it down. So this part here will be overhanging. I will not be adding any chipboard in there, so I think that a piece like that could work, and maybe we need to add another thin strip here on the side. And now when I have the chipboard attached to the back of this layer, I want to make sure once again that this layer is quite sturdy and I don't have to add any more chipboard anywhere. And I think we're fine. Maybe just a tiny bit here along the edge. I hope you have already noticed that I added just a piece of die cut here on the side and a piece of a super tiny doily and a label in there, and here I have two pieces of printed cardstock that I stitched. We are ready now to add the glue to the back of this layer and attach it where we want onto the base of our ATC. I have this layer that I want to use in the corner, and I have the flower that will go on top like so, and then the boy will be sitting here. Now let's see where exactly we need to add the chipboard and where we want to glue our wax embellishment. I think the embellishment can go here, and for gluing it down, I don't know, I just think that I'm going to use the all-purpose adhesive here. This is the glue that I usually use for attaching fabric to paper, and I rely on that one, so I'm going to use it for attaching my embellishment like so. And then the flower needs to go somewhere here, and since I have the brad, which is not flat at all, I am not sure that you will be able to see that on camera, but it is almost the same height together with the metal embellishment itself as the wax stamp layer, and I need to add something here between them, something that will hold the paper layer with the flower. So I think I need a thin strip of chipboard to go in there. Let me glue everything down and get back. I can already add some chipboard to the back of the image. I think I want to add a leaf here behind the wax seal, and while the glue is still drying, I think I can do that. Just like so. Good thing I remembered. And then there are two additional leaves that I would like to have somewhere here, so we can glue them down right now. before adding our main character to the card. I think it looks fine. I can add the glue only to the chipboard that I have here, because specifically that chipboard is going to hold everything that is going to be on top. I'm making sure that I am not exposing any of the chipboard corners which are below this layer. That's how it looks right now. And we can like curl some of the die cut pieces for added dimension in there. Now the boy will kind of sit on one of the wax flowers that I have prepared before, and I think that's how the flower should be glued down. Let's try it again. Okay, I think it's fine. And now I can add my next flower. And just to make sure that I still like how it looks all together. That's what we have so far on this card. For the centers of the flowers, I want to use some little gems, but I will do that later. I have to find them. So yeah, this card is ready, and I will now speed up the process and create the second one. And here we are. Both of the cards are done now. That's the first one. And I have added a tiny drop of wax. You know how you're left with just a little bit of that wax in the spoon, which is not enough for creating anything else other than a tiny droplet. So that's the one over there. And here is the second one, also with a tiny droplet of a wax there at the top, and also a bigger one here at the bottom. But I hope you like the result and it gives you some more ideas about the ways you can use your wax seals more often in your projects. Thank you very much. Make sure to check the Craspire site for more great products, and see you soon. Bye.